Welcome back to the Social Club. The season reaches its midway point. We thought we'd pick our team of the season so far. This could be interesting. It could be heated. We had a pretty good consensus on the player of the year so far. I expect this to be different. I've got the 4 teams in front of me here. There are some interesting ones. First and foremost, James, you want to talk us through your 11th formation?
So I've gone for a 4-3-3, kind of attacking mould. I've gone for checking goal because Robbie will back me up on this. He's just improved Arsenal tenfold.
Yeah.
I've gone with Kyle Walker at right back because I think he's the most improved quality right back in the Premier League.
Bollocks.
There's a shout of bollocks from behind, but carry on. Don't let me put off your side.
Coming from me.
I'll carry on. And then I've gone for Koscielny at the back with Alderweireld because they've just been solid. I can't pronounce his name. Do apologise. But they've both been solid. Like they've just been getting fantasy points for me for days, which is just like you can't complain. And then another controversial one is at left back is Eric Peters, and before you raise your eyebrows, let me back this one.
Well, it's too late. The eyebrows have been raised. I'll bring it down for a moment.
Basically, I think he's been like kind of Stoke. It's easy to overpass Stoke looking at him because of the reputation he had under Tony Pulis. But looking at how he plays now, consistent he is. Other than Monreal, not many players better than him really for me. And he's really...
So essentially what you've just said is Monreal's better than him?
I'd say there's very little difference between it, but I think he deserves it because Stoke deserve like that kind of bit of reputation.
Spoilers, everyone else has got Monreal as their left back. So just in terms of the other decisions, I think you've gone for Santi Cazorla in the midfield.
Yeah, I think his stats this year have been unbelievable from such a deeper part of midfield. I think he's like proper turned himself into like a deep line playmaker, and I think he's got to be recognised for that. And Kante, like he's just been on absolute fire. Like he's like a magnet to the ball. He's so quick and he's so aggressive, and that's great in the midfield. Ozil, I mean, I'll let you do the talking about.
Himself, doesn't he? In every single team as it is.
Yeah.
The one that you've gone that stands out that no one's picked, even Robbie hasn't picked this guy.
Yeah.
Just going to double check Robbie's team before I do this. Alexis Sanchez?
Yes, I've gone for Sanchez. I think his work rate is unbelievable, and he may not have played as many games as I would have liked a player to be in my team too, but he's still got so much quality, and you've got to put into consideration how much football he actually plays on such a basis. Like he was at the Copa America in the summer, and so you've got to put that into consideration too, and he's just such a workhorse, and that's perfect for the Premier League.
Yeah.
He's just incredible.
Okay, great. Robbie, we'll come to you next, your team. Arsenal heavy, shall we say?
Well, Arsenal, as we talk, are top of the league.
This is true. This is true.
You know, is there anything wrong with it being Arsenal heavy?
Yeah.
Petr Cech in goal.
Well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, you've got, including the goalkeeper, you've got 4 of your back 5 are Arsenal players.
I've got Monreal. Who I think everybody's gone for. Well,
yeah,
you've gone for Peters, but everyone's
who's not as good by his own admission as Monreal.
The Monreal thing's an amazing story in a way because he's come from being like the player that every Arsenal fan was on his case.
Oh, he was
like a panic buy once, right?
I remember him being dreadful against us a couple of seasons ago.
And a lot of that was because he was being played out of position. He was having to play as a centre half, and he wasn't a centre. But I kind of think he kind of learnt defensively from that experience, and he's been brilliant this season. Bellerin at right back has been awesome.
Yeah.
I was chatting to a lot of Arsenal fans yesterday.
That's not like you.
We would.
I
like it. And we were doing a kind of similar thing, like pick out your most improved player of the year, and every single one of them said Bellerin. He's been awesome.
I think the right back one's actually an interesting one because I think all of us kind of had a moment or two trying to pick a standout right back.
Some decent right backs.
As good a shout as any, I guess. The interesting one for me, you've gone for Scott Dan as your other centre half.
Scott Dan, yeah, because I've been, when we played him, I was really impressed.
Some Scouse power in there, so that's what you got for.
But he's been impressive, and you know what? I think he deserves a call up to England team. I think he's been absolutely solid for Palace, and sometimes we overlook some of these players just because of who they are, who they've been in the past. The guy's playing brilliantly, you know. Kante I like as well. I think defensive midfielder, he's been brilliant.
The one you've gone for, though, that again, no one else has gone for. Of course, yeah. Doesn't even need saying, does it? You've gone for Dimitri Payet.
Dimitri Payet, to me, before he got injured, it was between him and Ozil as the best midfielders in the Premier League.
Okay.
And I think because he's got injured, a lot of people have kind of forgotten about Payet, but he was. I mean,
West Ham haven't.
Trust me.
and look what's,
tackling either.
exactly, and you know what? Look what's happened to West Ham since he's been injured. How they've dropped. He's been absolutely outstanding, Payet. He's got to be in there for me. Mahrez, Vardy, and I've gone for.
Now, you've gone 4-3-3, which means Ighalo's ended up on the right wing.
Yeah, but we
like
can interchange. We can interchange. You've got to put Ighalo. For me, I was sort of thinking to myself, Ighalo or Lukaku, which one should I put in there? And the reason why I went for Ighalo is because he's never played in the Premier League before. This is his first season, and for what he's done,
So he's
the amount of goals he's scored, you know, he's come from the Championship.
Yeah.
You know, his story as well. I just think you can't underestimate how hard it must be for a striker in particular to come up into the Premier League and to do what he's done in his first season. And that's why I've just given him the edge over Lukaku. Because even though I love Lukaku, I think Lukaku, he's had experience from West Brom. He played at Everton last season. He's had a bit more time to adjust. This guy's had to just come, hit the ground running, and I think he's been amazing.
I like the logic. I'm not sure I agree. To be fair, I toyed with having in my team, and then I remembered Romelu Lukaku, and it kind of picked.
Yeah, but Ighalo scored nearly as many goals as
but also,
Lukaku.
Robbie, you've gone for 4-3-3, and you've picked players that don't fit in a 4-3-3.
He does fit in a 4-3-3.
How does he fit in a 4-3-3?
Because you
Listen, I know
listen,
at
hold on,
Arsenal,
you
anyone can
interchange.
play everywhere. You're total
Interchange.
football.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm. I'm managing
Robbie,
this team. I'm going total football.
I fear for you if you come under pressure here.
Listen,
Ozil's not running back. Payet can't run.
You've got
Mahrez
Kante,
won't get
you've got
back. You've
Kante
got
behind
Kante
it.
doing it. I know
You've got
Kante's
Kante
brilliant.
behind it to deal with that, and then that back four is so solid. And then even
It
if they
is
get
solid.
past that, they've got to
You've
get
got
through
to,
trick.
Yeah, you've got
a
better.
big
No, it's a good
difference.
song,
Yeah,
man.
It's fine. Okay, we'll move on. Barry, the one that stands out for me, well, there's two that obviously, two real differences you've gone for here. First and foremost, first mention for Chris Smalling at centre-half. I've gone for him as well.
Yeah.
Good season so far.
Yeah, I mean, me and Ped had a little to and fro with Man United fans before we played United on Chris Smalling versus Jagielka. Because Smalling, for me, up until this season, has been all over the place. You just look at him and think, nah,
Literally, he's played in
literally, he's played every position and he's defended like he should. Really should be playing for Everton at the moment in our defence. Because
Well, they'll come. Give him 5, 6, 7 years' time.
We'll get him.
It's a natural progression, isn't it?
No, I mean, from how he was a couple of years ago, we'd fit into our defence at the moment because we are literally all over the place. But this year he's been brilliant. He's gone up another level. So for me, he's got to be in there.
Joel Ward at right back.
Well, I put Bellerin in, didn't I? And then I realised that basically I have 4 of the Arsenal back 5. And I knew Robbie was
slotted
gone
last
sit
week,
down.
4-0.
And they got beat 4-0 the other night, so I thought.
Listen, that's a blip, mate.
No, but you know what? Yeah, it's the same kind of thing with like Coleman for us. Coleman for me is in the top 3 right backs in the country, but this year he's had far too many poor games for me. Defence, great going forward, but defensively, so he hasn't got him. But Joel Ward, I watched him the other week at Goodison, he's impressed me all season. Yeah. Palace have done really, really well. He's solid, he gets up and down. I like him.
He scored a great goal against us. Yeah.
There you go. That's all you need.
There you go.
To get in the team,
so that's why he's in.
That's why I ain't in it. No.
That's why he's in there.
And the other one, Barry, that stands out, you've gone for Ross Barkley in centre mid. You've gone for 4-4-2. You've got him in the mid with Kante.
Yeah, Kante, outstanding, absolutely brilliant, mops everything up. So much pace for the centre midfielder. And Ross is just fantastic. He's had a great season. Yeah, he has the games when he dips a little bit below, but
he's a kid, isn't he?
Assists, great on the ball. It's the only player I've seen in the Premier League in that position who can take the ball on the edge of his box and arrive at the other box.
You've gone 2 up top, Vardy, Lukaku.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who doesn't have Lukaku basically needs to have a look at themselves. Ighalo.
Hey, hold on.
Ighalo. Hey, you've had this say.
Well, I look at myself.
You've had this say. Ighalo has been brilliant, but we don't know whether it's the Michu factor yet, do we, where no one knows what he's all about. Yeah. It's harder for Lukaku because this is his 4th season in the Premier League. And he's the top scorer.
In the Championship, he did score like 22 goals.
Oh, he's got 30 goals in the season.
Yeah,
in
that's
the season.
crazy.
That's marvellous, but I'm saying to you.
And that's
No, but hold on, wait a minute. On your logic, you said Lukaku's had 4 seasons. How's it harder for him? It's harder for Ighalo.
Because people know him, don't they?
Yeah, but it's
I
the
agree.
first time.
You've got to produce. No, mate.
No,
You've got to
he's
produce.
just arrived. He's just
You've
arrived,
got to
right? You know how
produce.
difficult that must be. Just
Robbie,
come-
he's not in my team. He's not. I don't remember
Still?
putting in when you were bigging him up. He's not in my team.
No, but you're
He's
telling
on
me
the
to look
bench.
at myself. Why
He's
would I
on
look
the
at
bench.
myself?
Because how can you not have Romelu Lukaku?
not telling
Because
you.
I don't.
Robbie,
Robbie,
scorer.
Robbie, he's not telling you. He's told you.
I've told you
Move
it's
on.
done. We're not. It's not even up for
Move on.
discussion.
The thing
Just
about
chill.
no, the point,
Just
I
chill.
think the point that you're making is a good point to me. Okay, we're doing it season so far, and ultimately, Lukaku's got one more goal than Ighalo. Sounds, you know,
Yeah.
it's kind
In
of
his
like,
first
that's a
assist.
simple fact. Yeah, but what I think Barry's driving at is there is a massive history of players who come in and they continue that upward trajectory from the Championship. They take that confidence of being free scoring in a lower division, and they have a great half a season. I think, you can have either or.
But
I
also-
don't think it really
also,
matters. I'd have had one of the. Well, yeah, but
hold on,
again,
hold on. What
Lukaku's
also-
proven himself. It's not. There's no doubt that it's consistent
I
ability.
love
for
Lukaku. I'd have Lukaku
Yeah.
at Arsenal. But what I'm saying is, Ighalo, right? He's just come in, right? For me, I think it's a bigger achievement because, you know, he's playing in not as good a team. You know, he doesn't have as good of players behind him.
He might do.
He hasn't
I'd
got
say
a Ross
arguably
Barkley.
they're a better
He
side
hasn't
than
got
us
a
at the
Ross
moment,
Barkley
have they?
playing alongside him. He hasn't got a Deafeo who create chances.
He hasn't
for
got
him.
a Tim
He hasn't-
Howard in
he
goal.
hasn't- Yeah, but he hasn't got to worry about the goal. I'm talking
Two
about
mentions.
I'm just saying to you,
everyone. The midfield-
Watford are above us at the moment.
No, hold on. But the midfield you guys have got at Everton to create stuff for Lukaku is a much better midfield than what he's got at Watford.
Robbie,
You've
we'll
got to
sit
have
back
that.
down in May and we'll see who scored the most.
There's also a
goals.
point to be made about.
Don't bring
friendly
Demi
to
Gard
each
into
other.
this. Oh, sorry.
There's almost also a point to be made about how Lukaku cost you 30 odd mil.
28. But
28,
We're not,
yeah.
I'm not splitting hairs. But
Yeah. And Ighalo cost like peanuts. He's got kind of an expectation Lukaku
No, but
has to perform.
the whole point is, what I'm saying to you is you can't, I'm not a football fan that jumps in with these players are amazing because they have 3 months. Everyone's
Yeah.
going on about
Yeah, but we're
Payet.
talking
He
about
hasn't
him
had
so
3 months
far.
though.
Yeah, but he's
Ighalo,
so
he's been
far.
called.
Have
Yeah,
I
I mean,
sat
I'm
here
not-
and said he's rubbish? What I've said to you is he's come in and Mitchell come in and got 22 goals and then 2. And he's in Asda, I think, now pushing the trolley. So what I'm saying to you is Ighalo has been fantastic. Watford have been fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I hope it continues for
but
him.
we-
And
All
he might,
right, okay.
So far back.
He's on the bench for me, though.
This is why you're allowed to pick individual
Exactly,
teams.
he's
The
on the bench.
season review
Now-
so far.
He's on the bench.
He scores
Listen,
more
Robbie.
goals than Ighalo.
Exactly,
so
there's
far
no
this
question, is there?
season.
There's no question.
You can keep
In a worse,
I like
in a,
Lukaku.
listen, in a worse team.
All right, Rob, I'll take Vardy out. Jamie, you're the player of the season, but you're out because Robbie wants Ighalo in.
So once again, I've left myself last like a dickhead to put my suggestions in. Now everyone's gone for Kante, and I had to do a player ratings on the other day. I'll be honest, I've not watched Leicester other than playing against us. I have no idea who he is. Everyone's rating him really highly. Didn't put him in. Struggled for me defensively. I've gone for 4-1-3-2 because I started from me 2 up front. I had to go with Vardy and Lukaku. Absolutely.
Before you carry on,
Yeah.
I just remember about 2 minutes, 12 seconds ago, no, probably a bit longer, probably 6 minutes, 1 second ago, you had to go with Robbie for covering back for his team. Yours, quite simply, the most attacking team I've seen. Johan Cabaye cannot play defensive midfield. Other than that, De Bruyne doesn't run back, Özil doesn't run, Mahrez doesn't run back, and Vardy and Lukaku.
Listen, it's my team. If I want to play total football like Arsenal, then that's what we'll play. Yeah, my defensive midfielder was like, I picked everyone else, and then I went, and I literally went like, Fernandinho, nah. I went Lucas, nah. I had Wijnaldum in there because why not? For the that was the most attacking team in the world ever. Basically, yeah. What I'm just going to ask is me back 4 to stand in the goal line.
No, you know, Nathaniel Klein, has he done it every week?
Now here's
week in, week
exactly,
out.
right.
You've gone from at right back.
He's got an
has
explanation
he been
here, Rob,
consistent?
honestly.
Allow me to justify the inclusion of Nathaniel Klein in there. He plays for Liverpool. And that's literally it.
That was his answer. That was his answer.
No, I didn't want too many. I literally would have put Bellerin, and I toyed with Cedric Soares from Southampton's a good.
Call him Cedric. That's what they call him.
The entertainer. On the right back. I think he's had I think, you know, but again, like we said, the fact that we haven't had consensus in the right back position, I've gone for Klein because I don't think he's been. I don't think Liverpool have had any exceptional players so far this season. We've not had one player that you can point at and go, he is there. There's no Liverpool players walk into this team of the season so far at all, and that disappoints me.
Coutinho?
No, not good enough. Wait, is he going to get in ahead of Mahrez or Ozil or De Bruyne or
not at the moment? No,
not at all. And that's me being as fair as possible. I love Phil Coutinho. Not consistent enough. Doesn't do it on a weekly basis. I'd put at the moment. I think it'd be a toss-up, but Delafeu, I'd almost argue in they play different positions, but I could make a case.
Well, I had him in, and then I just thought I couldn't leave Mahrez out because Chris basically told me I couldn't leave Mahrez out. But Delafeu's another one, loads of assists, loads of talent, needs to stay on his feet and stop rolling around like he's been.
So I'll admit. So I think are we settled on a? Is anyone happy with 2 up front as a formation? If we have to do a. If we have to combine it,
I think
I love 2.
Robbie's not happy with 2 up front.
I love 3 up front, man. I love
but you're like 3. I just prefer 4-2-4, like Leicester play. You've got your 2 centre forwards and your 2 wide men pushing right on. That's how I will play. And if you've got,
I'm not sure we're going to get consensus across. It's mainly because Robbie is just going to be
just going to total footballer soft, and
all the Arsenal.
They played that formation against us, Leicester. We beat them 5-2. So
okay, well I'm going to listen.
But every other game, it's worked quite well.
I'm going to ask the people at home then to create an amalgam team for us based on the teams that we've put forward for that, because we clearly not going to be able to do it without it coming to blows. So basically, if you want to put forward your own team, your own 11, by all means do. But I also would like people watching to choose from the teams that we've put out there, the players, pick your formation and on what players actually start. Last but on this, I just want to know, manager of the year so far?
Kike Flores Sanchez, the bloke at Watford. He's just like
the guy from Game of Thrones.
I don't watch Game of Thrones, mate. I'm sorry.
Okay, the guy Julian Bashir from Star Trek: Deep Space Nine. No.
I'm sorry. Right over my head.
Yeah.
I'll carry on.
I'm with you, James.
He's just completely thrown away the kind of traditional book of you need Premier League experience to be a manager. He's said, no, fuck that. Throw it out the window. I'm just gonna do really well. And he just has. It's
good.
And if you analyse it, it's so simple what he's doing, but it's so effective, and it completely bamboozled Liverpool. Absolutely. So fair play to
Our
him.
goalkeeper bamboozled us too, to be fair.
Welcome
interesting
to our
shows.
world.
Right, again, spoilers. The rest of us have gone for Ranieri. Robbie, you can't.
Yeah.
I don't think you can look past him.
No, Ranieri for me. You know what? Even just just looking at this, and the amazing thing is only one out of all of our players we picked, one Man United player and no Chelsea players.
Yeah,
that's amazing, isn't it?
That makes me
laugh. But Ranieri. It's got to be Ranieri. I mean, I remember we all did a show at the start of the season, and I put Leicester to go down, and I was thinking because Ranieri, he'd flopped for Greece, and I was like, why are they bringing Ranieri back for?
Yeah,
and he has, for what he's done, for me is so far he's been the manager of the season. It's unbelievable. It's unreal what they did. You know what I mean? And it's not a fluke. They're doing it week in, week out. They're going to. They went to your place and won. They beat Man United. They've beaten Chelsea. For me,
normal.
Nah, those
Sorry,
are
Leicester we're talking about.
Those are great results. So
you beat Leicester, didn't you?
Ranieri.
Yes.
One team.
Stop them scoring.
One team we can talk about.
But no, it's got to be Ranieri.
Yeah. I mean, but I don't think there's much more to add to that.
I just want to put the disclaimer is, I think Ighalo's a good player for Robbie tries to mug me off. No, Ranieri, there's no question. Like Robbie said, it looked like when he first came in, you're thinking, they've just stayed up, albeit they put an unbelievable run together, by the way, to stay up. And then Ranieri's coming in, you're thinking, he was good at Chelsea, but then he kind of tinkers with himself too. Not in any other way than the Claudio, you're a lovely fella. And you didn't know whether he'd tinker himself off for Leicester. But it's worked. It's worked, really. But, he's been fabulous so far. So let's leave it there. Claudio Ranieri.
Let's leave it at Yeah, and it's one of those things. I think, and obviously we'll be able to judge this at the end of the season. I think Sanchez Flores or Flores Sanchez, whatever it is,
Yeah, whatever his name is.
whatever order you want to put them in, would be a great chance in any season where Ranieri has to take the rest of them to the top of the table and simulate. There could be a decent shout coming in the season for the likes of Pardew and what have you. Depends for parts.
Have we not bigged parts up?
Yeah.
Man that has
He's too
parts
smug.
on his training gear.
He's too smug. It's just.
But wouldn't you be too? You
Engage the
flying high
smugness,
with his club.
Engage the
listen, as
smugness.
long as
Couldn't
you're
have
doing
him at
well,
Newcastle, but engage
As long
it.
as you're doing well.
Exactly. So there you
That's
go.
the main thing.
Interesting. Just I said, no shouts for Harry Kane at all. Never mind.
He had a
He's one of
he had
your
a
own.
slow start, didn't he? He had a slow start.
He's not one of your own. He's one of our own. Right. Okay. Let us know your team, and if you would be so kind to do the legwork that we can't be asked to do, do as an amalgam team in the comments below, and pick your manager as well. If you haven't done so already, do subscribe to the Ball Street YouTube channel. It's amazing. We're here every single week talking about the biggest issues in Premier League football and beyond. Not really beyond, mainly Premier League football.
Maybe we should do beyond.
Every now and again, yeah. Well, no, we're going to talk. Nah.
No.
Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and check out the rest